You asked for 92% of seniors are overpaying property taxes. I dug into where that number actually comes from, and I want to flag something important. I could not find a credible source for 92% of seniors overpay property taxes as a standalone claim. It appears to be a rounded, misapplied version of a real but different statistic. What I did verify is a real, well-sourced number from AARP. Only about 8% of the more than 9 million seniors who are eligible for property tax relief programs actually apply for them. That means roughly 92% of eligible seniors are leaving this relief unclaimed, which is a true, specific, and frankly more useful statistic than a vague overpaying claim. I've written the script around this real, accurate number rather than the unverified one, since it's just as strong a hook and won't expose your channel to a fact check, comment storm, or a community guidelines correction. I've kept your title's energy and structure intact, just anchored to a number that will hold up if someone looks it up. You'll see the suggested title reflects this. If you want, I can also build a separate, more general "Are you overpaying property taxes?" video using the financebuzz/realtor.com assessment-error data. Here's a number that should genuinely bother you. According to AARP, out of more than 9 million seniors who qualify for property tax relief in this country, only about 8% of them actually claim it. That means roughly 92% of seniors who are legally entitled to lower their property tax bill are simply not doing it. Not because they don't need the money, not because they don't qualify, because they don't know it exists, or they assume the paperwork isn't worth the hassle. If you're 65 or older and you own your home, there is a strong chance, not a small chance, a strong chance that you qualify for some kind of property tax exemption, freeze, or deferral in your state right now, and you may simply never have applied for it. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this gap exists, what kinds of relief are actually out there, and exactly how to check what you qualify for. This is one of those videos where doing nothing after watching it could genuinely cost you money every single year. Let's get into it. Let's talk about a woman we'll call Margaret, 72 years old, who's lived in the same home for over 30 years. Every year, her property tax bill arrived, and every year she paid it, never questioning it, never looking into whether she qualified for anything. She figured property tax was just a fixed cost of owning a home, like the roof or the water bill. It wasn't until her daughter, helping her organize paperwork one afternoon, asked a simple question. "Mom, have you ever applied for the senior exemption?" Margaret had no idea what that even meant. They looked it up together, filled out a short form, and within a few months, her property tax bill dropped by several $100s a year. Money that had simply been sitting there, unclaimed, for years she'll never get back. Margaret isn't unusual. She's the norm. Most seniors in this exact situation have simply never been told these programs exist, because nobody mails you a flyer explaining your tax rights. You have to go looking for it. So let's go looking for it together. Before we get into the specific programs, let's understand why so many eligible seniors never claim relief they're entitled to. There are a few consistent reasons. Reason 1. These programs are almost never automatic. In nearly every state, you have to proactively apply. The county assessor's office does not automatically check your age and adjust your bill. If you don't file the paperwork, you simply keep paying the full amount, year after year, even if you'd qualify the moment you applied. Reason 2. The rules vary enormously by state, and even by county. There is no single federal senior property tax break. Every state designs its own program. Different age requirements, different income limits, different savings amounts, different application deadlines. That patchwork makes it genuinely confusing to know what applies to you without checking your specific area. Reason 3. Many seniors assume they make too much or have too much home to qualify, without ever actually checking the real thresholds. Some programs do have income limits, but plenty of others are available to any homeowner over a certain age, regardless of income. Reason 4. There's a real awareness gap. AARP's research point to roughly 9 million eligible seniors nationwide, and only a small fraction of them, again about 8%, actually filing for relief. That's not because 92% of people are lazy. It's because these programs are quietly run at the county level, with minimal advertising, and the application windows can be easy to miss if you're not specifically looking for them. So now that we understand why this gap exists, let's go through the actual types of relief that exist across the country, so you know exactly what to search for in your own area. This is the most common type, and it works by reducing the taxable value of your home before your tax rate is even applied. Here's a simplified example. Let's say your home is assessed at $400,000 and your state offers a $50,000 senior exemption. Instead of paying property tax on the full $400,000, you'd only be taxed on $350,000, and your tax bill shrinks accordingly. Here's a detail that trips a lot of people up. The actual value of that exemption depends enormously on how your state calculates assessed value. Some states tax you on 100% of your home's market value. In those states, a $50,000 exemption knocks $50,000 directly off your taxable value. But other states only assess homes at a fraction of market value, sometimes as low as 25%, which means that same $50,000 exemption represents a much bigger percentage reduction of what you're actually taxed on. The dollar amount of an exemption can look identical on paper between two states, while its real-world impact on your bill is completely different. This is exactly why you need to look up your own state's specific rules rather than assuming a number you heard applies to you. Many states offer a basic homestead exemption to all homeowners, with an additional exemption specifically for those 65 and older that stacks on top. This is a different kind of protection, and it's incredibly valuable in fast-rising housing markets, which is exactly what much of the country has experienced in recent years. An assessment freeze locks in your home's assessed value at a certain point, often when you first qualify at a certain age, so that even if your home's market value keeps climbing, your taxable value doesn't rise along with it. Your tax rate can still change, but the freeze protects you from your bill ballooning simply because home values in your neighborhood went up. This matters enormously right now because median home prices have climbed substantially over the past several years, dragging assessed values and tax bills up right along with them, even for people who haven't moved, renovated, or done anything differently with their home. A freeze can be the difference between a manageable, predictable tax bill and one that creeps up every single year regardless of your fixed income. This option works differently. Instead of reducing what you owe, it lets you postpone paying it. In states that offer deferral programs, eligible seniors can choose to delay paying some or all of their property tax bill, with the deferred amount typically becoming due when the home is eventually sold or transferred, often as a lien against the property at that point, sometimes with interest accruing. This isn't free money, it's more like a loan against your home's future value. But for seniors who are genuinely cash-strapped in the short term, but plan to stay in their home long-term, or whose heirs will eventually settle the estate anyway, this can relieve real monthly pressure without requiring you to sell or move. Some states and localities take a different approach entirely. Instead of changing your assessment, they refund a portion of what you've already paid, often based specifically on your income relative to your tax bill. These are sometimes called circuit breaker programs because they're designed to kick in once your property tax bill exceeds a certain percentage of your income, protecting lower-income seniors specifically from a property tax burden that's disproportionate to what they actually earn. The application process and rebate amounts vary widely. Some are a flat percentage of what you paid, some are capped at a maximum dollar amount, and some require you to apply annually rather than just once. Now let's make this practical. Here's exactly how to find out what you personally qualify for. Step 1. Search for your specific county or state's senior property tax exemption or homestead exemption. These programs are run at the county or state level, almost never at the federal level, so a generic national search won't give you accurate answers. You need your specific location. Step 2. Check your county assessor's or tax collector's official website. This is usually a .gov website, and it's the most reliable source for your area's actual age requirements, income limits if any, exemption amounts, and application deadlines. Step 3. Pay close attention to the application deadline. Many of these programs have a specific filing window, sometimes tied to the start of the calendar year, sometimes to when your county sends assessment notices. Missing the deadline often means waiting an entire additional year before you can apply again. Step 4. Gather basic proof of age and residency ahead of time. Typically a driver's license, birth certificate, or similar government ID, plus proof that the home is your primary residence. Some income-based programs will also require recent tax returns or income statements. Step 5. If you're not sure where to start, your local Area Agency on Aging or a local AARP chapter can often point you directly to the right county office and the right program name for your area. These are usually free resources, not something you need to pay anyone for. Step 6. If you believe your home's assessed value itself is simply too high, separate from any exemption, you can typically file a formal appeal of your assessment, usually by providing evidence like recent comparable home sales in your area. This is a different process from claiming an exemption, but the two can and should be done together if both apply to your situation. As you go looking for these programs, a quick word of caution. Be wary of any company that contacts you first, claiming they can get your property taxes reduced for an upfront fee, especially if they're pressuring you to act immediately or asking for sensitive financial information over the phone. Legitimate property tax relief comes directly through your county or state government, and in the vast majority of cases, applying for a senior exemption or freeze costs you nothing but your own time and paperwork. There are legitimate companies that help homeowners file formal value appeals for a fee, particularly for more complex commercial or high-value properties. But for a standard senior exemption or freeze, you should never need to pay a third party simply to access a program that's freely available directly through your local government. If anyone reaches out to you unprompted, promising to lower your property taxes for an upfront payment, treat that as a red flag and go directly to your county assessor's website to verify what's actually available before giving anyone money or personal information. Let's bring this together. According to AARP, roughly 92% of seniors who are eligible for property tax relief programs nationwide are not currently claiming them. Out of more than 9 million eligible people, only about 8% actually apply. This isn't because the relief doesn't exist, it's because these programs are run locally, rarely advertised, and almost never automatic. The four main types of relief are homestead and senior exemptions that reduce your taxable value, assessment freezes that protect you from rising home values increasing your bill, deferral programs that let you postpone payment, and rebate or circuit breaker programs that refund a portion of what you've paid based on income. To find out what you qualify for, search your specific county's senior exemption program, check your county assessor's official website, watch your application deadline closely, and consider reaching out to your local Area Agency on Aging or AARP chapter if you're not sure where to start. And always be cautious of anyone contacting you first and asking for money or personal information to help you access a government program that's typically free to apply for directly. If you're 65 or older and you own your home, this is genuinely one of those videos where 5 minutes of your time spent looking up your specific county's program could save you real money every single year you continue to own that home. If this was helpful, hit subscribe. I cover exactly this kind of practical, here's money you might be missing topic every week, specifically for people building or living through retirement. Tell me in the comments, did you already know about your state's senior property tax exemption? Or is this the first you're hearing of it? And if you've already gone through this process, share what you found. It might be exactly the nudge another viewer in your state needs to go check today. As always, this video is educational, not personalized tax or legal advice. Exact eligibility rules, income limits, and deadlines vary significantly by state and county, so confirm the specifics directly with your local assessor's office before assuming you do or don't qualify. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.